Hey guys, Andrew out here at Hilly Haven Golf Course. What a beautiful day outside. I'm so excited with how the golf course is shaping up. We are getting in midsummer form real quick. I played this morning. The greens are looking phenomenal. They're rolling well. Super excited about what this year's course conditions are going to look like. But today I wanted to talk about the grip. I have seen so many different kinds of grips out there. And normally I don't like to touch this because this is one of the most uncomfortable things for people to change. But if it inhibits you making a proper wrist hinge, then it's something that we need to talk about. All right, so I wanted to talk about the 3 different style grips that I'm totally okay with any of my students using. I may steer them into an overlapping or interlocking, which I'll show you here in a second. But if they want to do what's called the 10-finger grip, which is this right here with all 10 fingers on the grip, it's totally cool with me. What most guys on tour are using is this overlapping grip here. And then this is what's called an interlocking grip, where the index finger and the pinky interlock just like that. But whichever grip you're using, there are some fundamentals that we want to make sure that we have in our grip to make sure that we are promoting a proper wrist hinge. And to have that proper wrist hinge, we want to make sure that we're very much in the in the fingers of our hands and not in the palms. So this would be a very palmy grip. What I mean by in the fingers, we as much as possible want that club to rest across this section of fingers right here, this middle pad on those 4 fingers. That's where we want that club resting, okay? On our left hand, for you right-handers, for you left-handers, it's gonna be the opposite, but on our left hand, these 3 fingers are gonna be firm, okay? Our wrists are gonna be relaxed. This left thumb is gonna go right down the shaft, right on top of the shaft, but I want you to take note of this right here, okay? There is no space between my hand and my thumb up until about my knuckle, okay? So if you can see that right there, that my thumb is tucked right up against my hand on that. And then with the right hand, it's the same thing. With your thumb and the rest of your hand, you want up until about that knuckle, you want those 2 to be connected. Your thumb should be pressed up against your hand, okay? So as far as the right hand goes, these 2 fingers are kind of just along for the ride. And then the most important finger in your swing is this little index finger right there. There is so much control in that index finger, it's not even funny. And I encourage you to come out here and test me on this, because I'll show you what I'm talking about when I say there's so much control in that index finger right there. So that is the finger that we actually want closest to the club head. I see so many golfers with their thumb on top of the shaft like this, and it's the closest one to the club head. What I'd like to see is that we drag that thumb back and we have something like that going on. I literally try and create this right here. So if you can see that, that is what I'm trying to create around the golf club, to really hook that and have total control over that club head. So this index finger is actually the one that I try and think with when it comes to the grip. So try that out. Go out there and mess with grip. I know it's one of the most uncomfortable things to work on, but a few things you want to make sure of. You want to make sure you're in the very much in the fingers and not in the palms. And then you also want to make sure that that index finger is the one that's controlling that club head, because that's going to promote pulling through the swing instead of pushing. We are much more in control of something when we're pulling it and leading it from the front instead of pushing it from behind. So that is this week's tip. Hope you guys can get out here to enjoy the beautiful weather we got coming up and the beautiful golf course that sits underneath my feet. So appreciate you guys watching. We'll see y'all next week.